So Mary, this time we're going to take a twist on a traditional pot. Instead of doing the traditional greens, we're going to make it a little bit more modern, take a twist.
Yep, correct.
So you've got some really beautifully painted branches here to use in the pot. So these are our beautiful red osier dogwood twigs. I love this. So pretty. So I'm going to be your Vanna here. You want red first or white first?
Let's do white first.
Okay.
And this one will switch up and make a centerpiece because it's more, obviously, it demands the center.
I love it.
So I'm just going to cut this down a little bit. And this does all your height for you.
And I love that. Again, you don't need a great big pot to create a dramatic statement or give yourself height.
Have a friend who needs to thin theirs out. Like, hey.
Yeah, I'm going to go home and get right on that. But I think I've been using Oasis instead of the soil, and I think that's going to be way, way, way easier. And I'm excited because I'm not going to have to take the soil out.
Right.
I'm just going to use the pots that are already on the front porch.
And another thing that's nice, too, is that you can use other things to hold each other up.
Great.
So that's what I try to do.
Okay.
I will take another white one.
So you are packing these pretty tight. Try to untangle them without breaking them. So I have, is that good?
Yep, that's perfect.
Awesome.
So this one kind of tends to go this way, so I'm trying to find one that will even that out a little bit.
Oh, I like that.
Again, I try to cut it at an angle to pierce it.
It's like a fire and ice pot.
Yes. Like the hydrangea or Game of Thrones.
Yes. Game of Thrones pot. I like it. We're going to call it that. I shall call you Game of Thrones.
Yes.
So I'm super excited that you're putting Magnolias for us Southerners. They are just lovely with that bronzy color. Very, very modern twist on the pot.
Yes, and we were talking about how that solid, shiny green can really give a nice contrast to bold colors like the white or the red.
Right.
I think I'm going to do one more white.
Okay. So I have a skinny white and I have a fatter white. Which one would you like?
Let's do the fatter one.
Okay.
We need love too.
Fat sticks need love too.
Yeah.
I mean, it is Christmas after all. Eat the cookies.
Eat all of the cookies.
Eat all of the cookies. Yeah, that's what I kept telling myself today when I was talking to one of my clients. I'm getting ready to install a big garden, and so the install is on Wednesday. Thanksgiving's on Thursday, so I have already vowed to myself that I can eat whatever it is I want. I mean, let's be honest here.
I mean, we're all going into hibernation mode.
Right. So I mean, it's really self-preservation.
Right.
Like a bear, I need to pack on a couple pounds.
That's right.
Okay, that's what I'm going to tell myself.
Whatever works.
Yep.
That's why layers are nice.
Layers are good. You won't freeze.
All right, I think I'm happy with that.
Excellent. So what comes next? Screens?
So next we'll do some Fraser.
Okay. So a couple for you to choose from here. So you started in the center of the pot, so are we going to then surround these guys? What's your plan?
Yep. So when I'm doing, it's a little different because of the type of centerpiece.
Right.
But in this case, I would basically have 4 points going this way.
Okay. So north, south, east, west.
Yep.
Got it.
And then I kind of work from the bottom up,
Okay.
as strange as that sounds. So, I'm just going to take these little baby ones off. And sometimes it just takes a little bit of cutting to see what height you really want.
That's going to look great. So again, you're sort of leaning this towards the outside of the pot.
Yep.
So giving it that north, south, east, west. It's like a little baby Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Super cute.
Ideally.
I love Fraser. It just reminds me of my childhood. That was always the type of tree that my mom wanted. So
Everybody has their preference.
right? So, and the way it smells just like immediately sings Christmas to me, you know?
You asked me earlier what my favorite green was to work with.
Yeah.
And I totally spaced. My favorite one is called Blue Ice Cypress.
Ooh.
And it's this really pretty blue needle that has like a purple bark.
Ooh,
And
cool.
it is super fragrant. It smells really good. That's my favorite
purple
one.
is really different. So
Yeah.
you could do more of a frozen pot.
Right.
Maybe silver and blue. That would be really pretty.
Exactly.
So how long have you been doing this, Mary?
Well, this in particular I've been doing since high school because
wow.
I went to Votech.
Oh, nice.
So I went to a vocational school for landscaping and floral design.
Oh, that's great.
So that is where I initially learned how to do everything Christmas.
That's fun.
But we made wreaths from scratch there. So
Oh, cool.
that is a whole other animal.
Right.
Kind of glad we don't do that here.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
So now that I have my 4 points,
Sure.
I'll probably just do maybe 3 sticking up.
Okay.
Kinda
So
give you
same
that
same
kind of
Fraser?
thing. Yep.
Okay.
And we'll kind of fill in. That's a good one.
Okay. I'll punch you another one this one's pretty good. So really just covering up the majority of the soil with the little side branches.
Kind of want to have all those angles going.
Yep. So we've got about 6 branches, some facing out, some facing in. So we did the north, south, east, west, and now we filled the center sort of opposite facing. So what's next for our pot?
So I'm going to say let's do some nice white pine.
Okay.
Fill in some of these spots.
All right, so that's our
Yes.
fluffy white pine here. Looks like a bottle brush. It's very
Yes.
pretty.
So I'm going to take that top leader.
Okay.
So that's a good one there. And these little pieces around the top are great for along the edge to taper down
yeah,
around.
great idea. And I love how just fluffy. I want to pet it. Looks like a little baby Christmas tree, like
Right.
maybe like the Charlie Brown Christmas tree.
Or, it's a beaut, Clark.
It's a beaut, Clark. This
Depends on what your kind of Christmas is.
Yeah. This is the time of year for all of those movies, isn't it?
It is.
I'm so ready for that.
You're never short of movie quotes, I feel
Yeah.
like, this time of the year.
Yeah. You'll shoot your eye out. Yeah. And then, of course, Home Alone. I mean,
Right.
that is like a Christmas Christmas classic that must be watched every year.
Right. All right, let's do this guy.
I have to say, I'm looking forward to that. Just binge watching on a cold day with my hot chocolate.
Yes.
I mean, let's talk about what's important here. I have some really nice ones if you want one of those.
Yeah. My mom used to do buttered toast and hot chocolate.
Ooh,
It's like, and nobody really hears of that.
that
but
is
it's
an
a thing.
interesting combination.
It
I mean,
is
hey, I'm
really
willing to
good.
try anything.
I would definitely try that.
Yeah,
It is good.
Yeah.
These always remind me of like the little sprigs of white pine when you're hiking.
Oh yeah, right.
Like the little babies.
Well, this is like the year of the hike or something. There was a national hiking day recently. This looks really pretty. So we've done about maybe 6 or so of these so far. And you're just sort of filling in the places that have some bare spots. What's coming next for you?
So I think I want to do the cedar just to kind of establish those points again, and then we'll get to do the magnolias.
Okay. And I have seen cedar draping over pots this time of year. It looks so pretty. It's very drapey. It sort of does that on its own form naturally.
Yes. And like you said earlier, if you can use it naturally, the way it grows in your arrangement,
You're
the
not
better.
fighting it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Not trying to force it to be something it's not.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're
Santa-
talking about these.
Santa doesn't like it when people aren't true to themselves.
That's true. And we want to be on the nice list, not the naughty list. So.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Cedars.
Cedars.
It's really lovely. It's sort of picking up some of the other yellows that are in this pot too. So kind of giving you that gold cast that only nature can do, where it's almost like iridescent and creating, again, just sort of a different tone in the pot. I like it.
And we are using the same greens as the other arrangement, and that's what's kind of cool about this kind of thing is
Looks so different,
that
right?
placement can make all the difference.
Absolutely.
And you'll really see that difference when we put these magnolias in.
Ugh, I'm so excited about that. I just think that's a really cool combination, especially for those people that are maybe missing home. I know I get homesick this time of year, going home soon for Thanksgiving, and we're doing this early because I understand that Christmas trees are going to be tough to come by this year. So definitely
Like
want
many
to
things.
get your greens and your trees early on so that you get what you want. And as long as you're using the preservatives, it sounds like they'll make it through
Yeah.
to the season.
I do know balsams were very hard to find this
Okay.
year. So a lot of people love their balsams for obvious reasons, for fragrance.
Right.
But that is definitely one that people might want to try to get their hands on before they sell out.
Sure.
Because I know we had very limited supply this year.
Okay. So if you're a balsam lover, time to buy.
Right.
So this is looking really full and really pretty. And so we've got 3, obviously, artificial magnolias this time of year. They're definitely not in season, but they look gorgeous. Do you want to do anything with the leaves, or are we going to leave them like they
Well,
are?
we can leave it for now.
Okay.
But I will say that even though it's not blooming at this time of the year, their seed pods
Are really nice.
super cool to use in an arrangement.
I have the red ones. I have the traditional native magnolia in my yard.
Like
it's
a sweet bay?
Yes, so it's a
Nice.
really good idea. The first year it did seeds, I was like,
What
who
is
is yeah, looks like goat poop, honestly, when the seeds break down. Like, who is this in my yard? But
Or
it's
some kind of
seed pod.
alien.
Yes.
That's what I thought of when I first saw one.
Right? Okay, good. I'm glad to know I'm not the only crazy person out there. Like, exactly what is this alien pod? So you're right. The other seed pod that I think is pretty interesting this year is the allspice.
Yeah.
Sort of an oblong shape, and really is just great because it rattles, so it makes some noise, which is kind of fun,
Kind of like a blowfish that's dried up.
right?
So these picks can be a little difficult because they use such heavy wire. So keep that in mind. I did have my Felco hand printers, which can cut wire, but with this kind of heavy duty one, you want to use wire cutters.
Okay. So when you're putting these in, are we still thinking of that triangle shape? Is that
Yep.
what we're going for?
Precisely.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to find my empty spots, kind of,
Okay.
because these fill it out very nicely.
Absolutely.
Alright.
So this is a great arrangement for a 3, from a multi-view standpoint. It looks so pretty and so non-traditional, but yet there's something very nostalgic about it.
And
Really.
elegant, you know?
It
gives
is.
it that, like, fancy look.
Yeah, it is fancy dancy. So we've got 2 of the magnolias in here. We're going to be putting the 3rd in here so that this arrangement can be seen from all sides. I agree with you. I think this is a very elegant look. It's very understated, so it's nice that it's exceptionally pretty, but is not overly like in your face. Wah!
Right.
Like some arrangements I think can get a little over
Busy.
the top. Busy. Busy is a good word.
Yep.
This is very understated, and I just love that it didn't take you a ton of time to put it together. Really, you've got an artist's eye. So if you've got your own containers and we're wanting to reuse those, or you've got an unbelievable selection of containers that people can choose from.
Yes. We continuously get them in, especially since everything's so hard to get now.
Right.
So, little pots, big pots, terracotta, frost-resistant ones, which are
Okay.
very important
That's
to remember.
important. You're right. Exactly.
I forgot to mention that if you are using your pots from home, terracotta will crack
Yeah.
in the cold. Same with certain ceramics.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we have a very traditional and contemporary pot side by side that Mary has created using the exact same greens. It looks stunningly beautiful.
Thank
Great
you.
job. And I would love to have these in my home, so maybe I'll talk her out of one of these. But I think that this is something that if you want to do it yourself, or if you want to do it with help, Highland Gardens has got you covered. So thank you so much for inviting me here. This has been so much fun to play with plants and work with an enthusiast. You did a great job.
Well, thank you. It was nice having you.
Oh, thanks for having
We
me.
get excited, so
Yeah.
it's nice to share the enthusiasm with someone.
Absolutely. Well, definitely give Highland Gardens a shout out and let them know that you saw this video on their social media, and Mary would be delighted to help you, and all of the Christmas elves here at Highland Gardens would help you with ornaments or picks or greenery. They're willing to answer your questions, whether you're do-it-yourself or need help. And beautiful bows, handmade by all of the staff here. So definitely come in and get your Christmas greens now so you're not disappointed later. Garden thoughtfully. Take care.